Impact Report: 20% improvement in joint military exercises with ASEAN nations by 2026. Date: January 24, 2025. Executive Summary. The anticipated 20% improvement in joint military exercises involving ASEAN nations by 2026 represents a strategic initiative aimed at enhancing diplomatic relations and strengthening regional security and defense capabilities in Southeast Asia. This initiative is part of the broader vision articulated by the U.S. Department of Defense, which emphasizes partnership and mutual security interests among nations in the region. Through increased collaboration, particularly in areas such as humanitarian assistance, disaster response, and maritime security, the initiative seeks to address emerging threats and bolster collective defense mechanisms. Background. In late 2023, the U.S. Department of Defense (DoD) began outlining its vision for a secure and prosperous Southeast Asia, signaling a commitment to enhancing relationships with ASEAN member states. This vision is underscored by a recognition of the evolving geopolitical landscape and the need for greater cooperation to address common security challenges. The commitment to improve joint military exercises by 20% is a direct response to these challenges and reflects a collective interest in maintaining regional stability. Key developments. 1. Meetings and discussions. In late 2023, U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin engaged in discussions with Southeast Asian defense ministers. These talks focused on enhancing joint military exercises and addressing regional security issues, underscoring the importance of a unified approach to security challenges. A series of meetings are set to continue in 2024 and 2025, during which defense officials will outline specific objectives and logistics for the enhanced exercises. 2. Strategic objectives. The primary goal of this initiative is to improve interoperability among military forces from the U.S. and ASEAN nations. Joint exercises are essential for building trust and understanding operational procedures. The focus areas for the improved exercises include humanitarian assistance, disaster response, maritime security, and cyber defense, which are critical in addressing the multifaceted nature of contemporary security threats. 3. Timeline and implementation. The implementation phase will commence in 2024 with an emphasis on training and exercises aimed at achieving the 20% improvement by the targeted deadline in 2026. Regular assessments will be conducted to evaluate progress and make necessary adjustments to training protocols and exercise formats. Impact on diplomatic relations. The initiative to improve joint military exercises is expected to foster deeper diplomatic ties between the U.S. and ASEAN nations. By collaborating on security measures, countries can build mutual trust and understanding, enhancing overall regional cooperation. This approach aligns with the broader U.S. strategy of engaging allies and partners in the Indo-Pacific region to counter emerging threats. Regional security implications. The anticipated improvements in joint military exercises will significantly impact regional security dynamics. By enhancing collective defense capabilities, ASEAN nations and the U.S. will be better positioned to respond to a variety of security challenges, including geopolitical tensions. The Indo-Pacific region is increasingly facing geopolitical competition, particularly from assertive actions by state actors. A unified military posture will enable ASEAN nations to present a coordinated front. Humanitarian crises, natural disasters, and humanitarian emergencies are prevalent in Southeast Asia. Improved joint exercises will enhance preparedness and response capabilities, ultimately saving lives and resources. Cybersecurity threats. The growing reliance on technology in military operations necessitates a focus on cyber defense. Joint exercises will include components that address this critical area. Conclusion. The expected 20% improvement in joint military exercises with ASEAN nations by 2026 represents a significant step towards enhancing diplomatic relations and regional security. By focusing on collaboration and mutual interests, the US and ASEAN nations can build a more resilient defense posture in the face of evolving threats. This initiative not only strengthens military capabilities but also fosters deeper ties among nations committed to maintaining peace and stability in the region. The ongoing dialogue and collaborative military activities are anticipated to yield a more cohesive security framework, reinforcing the U.S. role as a key partner in Southeast Asia. References: 1. U.S. Department of Defense Vision Statement for a Prosperous and Secure Southeast Asia. Links //www.defense.gov/news releases release article /3973788 US Department of Defense Vision Statement for a Prosperous and Secure Southeast / 2. Secretary Austin meets with Southeast Asian counterparts. Links //www.defense.gov/news/news stories/article 3973885 Austin meets with Southeast Asian counterparts charts vision for enhanced regio / The expected 20% improvement in joint military exercises with ASEAN nations by 2026 is a significant strategic initiative with various implications for regional security and diplomatic relations. However, there are counterintuitive aspects to consider, particularly regarding the effectiveness of military exercises in achieving broader strategic goals and the potential unintended consequences arising from increased military collaboration. 1. Military exercises versus diplomatic relations. While it is commonly believed that enhanced military exercises directly lead to improved diplomatic relations, the reality can be more nuanced. Increased military collaboration can sometimes heighten tensions between nations, especially if perceived as a threat by other regional powers. For instance, as the U.S. deepens military ties with ASEAN countries, it could provoke reactions from China leading to a regional arms race or increased military posturing. This could counteract the intended diplomatic benefits, creating a paradox where efforts to enhance security lead to greater insecurity. 2. Interoperability and real-world effectiveness. The assumption that joint military exercises will automatically translate into improved interoperability and effectiveness in real-world scenarios is another area of counterintuitive reasoning. Training exercises are often conducted under controlled conditions that may not accurately reflect the complexities of actual conflict situations. Furthermore, differences in military culture, communication styles, and operational procedures among ASEAN nations could undermine the anticipated improvements in joint capabilities. The 20% target may therefore give a false sense of security regarding readiness and effectiveness. 3. Impact on local governance and civil-military relations. Increased military collaboration with ASEAN nations may inadvertently affect local governance and civil-military relations. In some cases, military engagement can lead to the military becoming more influential in domestic politics, potentially undermining democratic processes. The involvement of foreign military forces in joint exercises might bolster the legitimacy of local military leaders, which can have unintended consequences for civilian governance and human rights in the region. 4. Resource allocation and security dilemmas. The focus on military exercises and enhancements may divert attention and resources from other crucial areas of security such as economic development and social stability. While military preparedness is essential, an overemphasis on military solutions can exacerbate underlying vulnerabilities that contribute to insecurity. Additionally, if ASEAN nations allocate significant resources to military capabilities in response to joint exercises, this could lead to a security dilemma where neighboring countries feel compelled to increase their military spending in response, further escalating tensions. 5. Humanitarian assistance and disaster response. The expectation that joint military exercises will improve capabilities for humanitarian assistance and disaster response may not always hold true. While these exercises can provide valuable training, the bureaucratic and logistical challenges inherent in real-world humanitarian crises can complicate the effectiveness of military responses. Moreover, the military-centric approach to humanitarian assistance may overlook the importance of civilian agencies and local organizations, which often play a crucial role in disaster response. This could lead to a situation where military exercises, while beneficial in theory, do not translate into effective humanitarian action on the ground. 6. Geopolitical implications. The broader geopolitical landscape complicates the narrative of improved security through enhanced military exercises. As the U.S. strengthens its military ties with ASEAN nations, it could inadvertently push regional countries to align more closely with China or other powers seeking a balance to counter U.S. influence. This could lead to a fragmentation of alliances and increased competition among powers in the region, contrary to the intended goal of fostering a unified front for regional security. 7. Public perception and legitimacy. The public perception of military exercises can vary widely. In some ASEAN nations, increased military cooperation with the U.S. may be viewed as a necessary step for national security, while in others, it could lead to public backlash against perceived foreign interference. This duality can complicate the legitimacy of defense initiatives and impact the domestic political landscape, potentially undermining the very diplomatic relations the exercises seek to enhance. In summary, while the anticipated 20% improvement in joint military exercises with ASEAN nations by 2026 aims to bolster diplomatic relations and regional security, several counterintuitive factors challenge the straightforward assumption that military collaboration inherently leads to positive outcomes. The complexities of regional dynamics, local governance, resource allocation, and public perception necessitate a cautious and nuanced approach to military engagement, ensuring that the broader goals of stability and cooperation are not undermined by unintended consequences. The anticipated 20% improvement in joint military exercises with ASEAN nations by 2026 is a pivotal development that merits close examination, particularly for elements that may be overlooked by the general public and analysts alike. Below are some significant components of the report that warrant deeper exploration, along with explanations of their importance. 1. Interoperability among forces. The emphasis on enhancing interoperability among the armed forces of ASEAN nations and the U.S. is a critical aspect that might be underappreciated. Interoperability refers to the ability of military forces to operate together effectively. This improvement will not only facilitate smoother operations during joint exercises but will also enhance collective responses to regional crises. The significance lies in the evolving nature of warfare and defense. As threats become more complex, the ability to coordinate seamlessly is paramount for success. 2. Humanitarian assistance and disaster response (HADR). While military exercises often focus on combat readiness, the report highlights areas such as humanitarian assistance and disaster response (HADR). This is particularly important given that Southeast Asia is prone to natural disasters such as typhoons, earthquakes, and flooding. The ability to conduct joint HADR operations enhances the region's resilience and demonstrates the U.S. commitment to not only military cooperation but also to humanitarian efforts. This dual focus can help foster deeper trust and cooperation between ASEAN nations and the U.S., which is crucial for long-term regional stability. 3. Impact on regional security dynamics. The expected 20% improvement may lead to shifts in regional security dynamics that are often overlooked. As ASEAN nations enhance their military capabilities in cooperative efforts with the U.S., they may feel more secure and less reliant on any single power, such as China. This diversification of security partnerships could alter the balance of power in the Indo-Pacific region. Understanding these dynamics is essential for anticipating the reactions of other regional players and potential geopolitical tensions that may arise. 4. Collective defense against emerging threats. The report underscores the importance of a collective defense approach to address emerging threats, particularly in the realms of cybersecurity and maritime security. This is significant because the nature of contemporary threats has shifted from traditional military confrontations to more nuanced forms of aggression, such as cyber warfare and economic coercion. The focus on collective defense means that ASEAN nations are not only preparing for conventional threats but are also increasing their capabilities to respond to non-traditional security challenges. This adaptability is crucial for maintaining regional stability in a rapidly changing security landscape. 5. Diplomatic relations beyond military exercises. The initiative is part of a broader diplomatic strategy that extends beyond military exercises. While the enhancement of joint military capabilities is a tangible goal, the underlying diplomatic efforts to build trust and cooperation among nations are equally important. The ongoing dialogue between U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin and Southeast Asian counterparts is an example of how military and diplomatic efforts are intertwined. The significance lies in the fact that strong military ties can lead to better political and economic relationships, influencing trade, investment, and cultural exchanges. 6. Long-term commitment and sustainability. The timeline outlined in the report suggests a structured approach to achieving the 20% improvement by 2026, but what may be overlooked is the importance of long-term commitment and sustainability of these initiatives. The success of such military enhancements relies on continuous engagement, funding, and cooperation beyond 2026. Ensuring that these improvements are not just temporary but part of a sustainable defense strategy is critical for the ongoing security of the region. 7. Geopolitical implications. The report indicates a significant U.S. presence in ASEAN defense strategy, which may lead to geopolitical implications that are not immediately obvious. As the U.S. strengthens its military relationships in Southeast Asia, it may incite reactions from other global powers, particularly China. Understanding how these dynamics will play out is crucial for anticipating potential conflicts or shifts in alliances in the region. 8. Cultural and operational differences. While the focus is on military exercises, the cultural and operational differences among ASEAN nations themselves can be a challenging factor. Each country has its own military doctrine, culture, and operational capabilities, which may lead to disparities in expectations and execution during joint exercises. Acknowledging and addressing these differences is essential for the success of the joint exercises and for building lasting partnerships. 9. Focus on cybersecurity. The report mentions cybersecurity as an emerging threat but does not delve into how joint military exercises will specifically address this issue. Given the increasing cyber threats faced by nations, understanding how these exercises will incorporate cybersecurity training and collaboration is vital. This focus can significantly enhance the region's overall security posture and resilience against cyber attacks. Conclusion. The expected 20% improvement in joint military exercises with ASEAN nations by 2026 represents a significant step towards enhancing regional security and defense capabilities. However, the various dimensions of this initiative, ranging from interoperability and humanitarian response to the geopolitical implications and cultural challenges, should be closely examined. Recognizing these often overlooked aspects is crucial for understanding the broader impacts of this initiative on diplomatic relations and regional stability. By fostering stronger military cooperation and addressing non-traditional security threats, the U.S. and ASEAN nations can work together towards a more secure and resilient Southeast Asia. 1. Strategic importance of joint military exercises. The anticipated 20% improvement in joint military exercises between the U.S. and ASEAN nations by 2026 signifies a critical shift in regional security dynamics. These exercises are not merely tactical drills, they serve as a platform for enhancing interoperability among diverse military forces, fostering mutual trust and building cohesive defense strategies against common threats. By emphasizing humanitarian assistance, disaster response, and maritime security within these exercises, the U.S. and ASEAN countries aim to strengthen their collective capabilities to respond to regional crises. thus ensuring a more stable and secure Southeast Asia. 2. Diplomatic relations and regional stability. The enhancement of military collaborations is closely tied to broader diplomatic relations. The U.S. Department of Defense's vision for a secure Southeast Asia underscores the importance of partnerships that transcend military cooperation. The ongoing discussions among defense ministers, particularly Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin's meetings with Southeast Asian counterparts, highlight a unified approach to addressing security challenges. This diplomatic engagement is vital for fostering regional stability as it promotes a sense of shared responsibility and collective action in facing emerging threats such as geopolitical tensions and cybersecurity issues. 3. Impact on emerging threats. The focus on joint military exercises reflects a proactive stance in countering emerging threats in the Indo-Pacific region. As geopolitical tensions rise, particularly concerning issues like territorial disputes in the South China Sea, the collaboration among ASEAN nations and the U.S. is crucial for deterrence. The collective defense posture being developed through these joint exercises not only enhances military readiness but also serves as a strategic counterbalance against potential aggressors. Moreover, addressing cybersecurity challenges through coordinated military efforts underscores the comprehensive nature of modern security threats, necessitating a multifaceted response. 4. Long-term vision for U.S.-ASEAN relations. The initiative to improve joint military exercises by 20% by 2026 is part of a larger long-term vision for U.S.-ASEAN relations. This strategic commitment reflects the U.S. intention to not only maintain its influence in Southeast Asia but also to promote prosperity and security through collaboration. The timeline of events leading to 2026 demonstrates a structured approach to implementing these military enhancements, indicating a sustained investment in regional partnerships. This long-term perspective is essential for building resilient defense mechanisms, ensuring that both the U.S. and ASEAN nations are equipped to navigate future challenges together. 1. The NATO alliance and the Cold War military exercises. During the Cold War, NATO conducted numerous joint military exercises to demonstrate solidarity and preparedness against potential Soviet aggression. These exercises were pivotal in enhancing interoperability among member nations' armed forces, fostering a sense of unity and collective defense. The annual exercises such as Exercise Reforger not only improved military readiness but also served as a diplomatic tool to strengthen ties among NATO countries, showcasing their commitment to mutual defense and regional security in Europe. 2. U.S.-Philippines Mutual Defense Treaty and Balicaton Exercises. The Balicaton shoulder-to-shoulder exercises between the U.S. and the Philippines, stemming from the Mutual Defense Treaty signed in 1951. Have been significant in reinforcing military cooperation and enhancing the Philippines' defense capabilities. These annual exercises focus on humanitarian assistance and disaster response alongside traditional combat training. They reflect a strategic partnership aimed at addressing regional security challenges in the South China Sea, thereby improving diplomatic relations and fostering a more robust defense posture in Southeast Asia. 3. The Five Power Defense Arrangements (FPDA). Established in 1971, the FPDA involves Australia, New Zealand, the United Kingdom, Malaysia, and Singapore. This defense arrangement has facilitated joint military exercises aimed at enhancing regional security and defense cooperation. Exercises such as Bersama Shield and Bersama Lima have focused on collective security, crisis response, and interoperability among the armed forces of the member nations. The FPDA has played a crucial role in fostering diplomatic ties and ensuring stability in the Southeast Asian region, reflecting a commitment to mutual defense and cooperation in addressing common security threats. The anticipated 20% improvement in joint military exercises with ASEAN nations by 2026 is poised to reshape the dynamics of regional security and defense in Southeast Asia. This strategic initiative aims to strengthen diplomatic relations and enhance collaboration among countries in the region, particularly in the face of evolving security challenges. Predictions for the future outlook. 1. Strengthen diplomatic ties. As joint military exercises increase by 20%, we can expect a corresponding enhancement in diplomatic relations. The deeper engagement will facilitate more robust dialogue channels among ASEAN nations and the U.S., fostering a shared understanding of security priorities and concerns. This improved diplomacy may also lead to collaborative efforts on non-military issues, such as trade and environmental cooperation. 2. Enhanced interoperability. The focus on joint military training will significantly improve interoperability among ASEAN armed forces. This development will enable member states to operate more effectively together during humanitarian missions, disaster relief operations, and maritime security challenges. Enhanced interoperability will also be crucial for collective defense strategies, particularly in responding to regional crises. 3. Increased defense spending. As ASEAN nations perceive the need for greater military readiness and enhanced capabilities, we can expect an increase in defense spending across the region. This financial commitment will likely focus on modernizing equipment, improving training programs, and investing in technological advancements. Countries may prioritize areas such as cyber defense and intelligence sharing capabilities to counter emerging threats. 4. Collective security arrangements. The improvement in joint military exercises is likely to pave the way for stronger collective security arrangements among ASEAN nations, as countries recognize the benefits of collaborative defense. There may be a push towards formalizing security agreements or initiatives that emphasize mutual assistance in times of crisis. Such arrangements could serve as a deterrent against potential aggression from external actors. 5. Focus on non-traditional security threats. The anticipated joint exercises will not only address conventional military challenges but also focus on non-traditional security threats such as terrorism, cyber attacks, and climate change. The emphasis on humanitarian assistance and disaster response will likely become a central theme in these exercises, positioning ASEAN nations as proactive players in regional stability. 6. Geopolitical implications. The enhanced military collaboration between the U.S. and ASEAN nations will have significant geopolitical implications. It may signal a shift in power dynamics within the Indo-Pacific region, particularly in relation to China's growing influence. A more cohesive ASEAN defense posture could deter aggressive actions and promote stability, thus contributing to a balance of power that favors multilateral engagement over unilateral actions. 7. Increased regional engagement. Other countries in the Asia-Pacific region may seek to engage more with ASEAN nations as they enhance their military capabilities and defense cooperation. This could lead to expanded trilateral or multilateral defense initiatives involving regional powers such as Japan, Australia, and India, further solidifying a network of partnerships focused on collective security. 8. Public perception and support. As military cooperation increases, public perception of defense initiatives within ASEAN nations will play a crucial role in sustaining these efforts. Governments will need to communicate the benefits of enhanced military collaboration, particularly in terms of national security and regional stability. To gain public support, engaging civil society in discussions about security priorities will be essential. 9. Long-term strategic planning. The 20% improvement in joint military exercises will likely necessitate long-term strategic planning among ASEAN defense ministries. This planning will involve setting clear objectives, establishing timelines, and assessing the effectiveness of joint initiatives. Continuous evaluation and adaptation will be critical in ensuring that these exercises meet evolving security needs. 10. Impact on defense industries. The increased focus on military exercises and defense collaboration is expected to stimulate the local defense industries in ASEAN nations. Countries may prioritize domestic production of military equipment and technology, leading to greater self-reliance in defense capabilities. This shift could also encourage regional defense partnerships and joint ventures among manufacturers. Conclusion. The expected 20% improvement in joint military exercises with ASEAN nations by 2026 represents a significant step towards enhanced diplomatic relations and regional security. This initiative not only aims to bolster defense capabilities but also addresses broader geopolitical concerns in the Indo-Pacific. By fostering interoperability, encouraging collective security arrangements, and addressing non-traditional security threats, the U.S. and ASEAN nations can work towards a more stable and secure future. As these developments unfold, continuous engagement and adaptation will be key to navigating the complexities of regional security dynamics.